Hi Virgo, welcome to your month ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means the world. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Ooh. So let's have a look, see what the month ahead has in store for you. What are your actions and interactions with the world at large saying for you for the month ahead, the month of June 2019? Let's have a look, see. And this month you get the Eight of Wands, right? So you are reaching out to anybody that you can at this moment in time. This is about communication. It's about long distance communication. So your emails, text messages, phone calls, Skype messages, Zoom conferences. This looks to me like you're putting out, for some of you, if you do what I do, something similar, you're putting out a lot more content this month. It's almost like I see you literally flooding the airwaves with your messages, with anything that you've got to say. Like, this is great actually, because it suggests that this is going to be a really creative month for you. You've got a lot of vibrant communicative sort of energy taking place, and with the Eight of Wands, the feeling that I get from this is you're going to move into either teaching or mentoring, or you're seeking a teacher or a mentor of some kind, right? So it's almost like by what you're creating or what you're doing, you're teaching people, you're sharing knowledge and information, which is fantastic. The other part of this it really feels like you are literally bombarding the world with your messages. So like I said, this could be anything from content creating, it could be phone calls, text messages, emails. There's lots of conversations taking place here. For some of you, a very select few of you, this is about you seeking out a natural place, somewhere that really just allows you to breathe. I'll give you an example. Some of you might have seen, every so often I post from like a rural location, like a really beautiful place. I always go there because it's my, no matter where I've traveled in the world, that is my most sacred spot. I love it. It's just beautiful. And when I get there, I literally feel my whole body and whole soul go, it's like I can truly breathe there. I don't know why, but I feel it. Probably because it's a whole bunch of intersecting ley lines, you know. Anyway, so this is about you seeking that out, but for the most part this is about you seeking a mentor or becoming a mentor. You're divulging lots of information, and really creative this month. Lots of information, lots of sharing, lots of diversifying is another word that really comes to mind as I see this for you. And because this is your actions and interactions, you are consciously doing this, right? It's not just that you're you know, you're saying to yourself, oh, I feel like being a bit more creative this month. Like there's a point and there's a rhyme to the reason, so to speak, right? So or there's a reason to the rhyme. Yeah, very interesting. So then your money and materials, you've got a jumper, you've got the Three of Cups. Beautiful card for money, because it suggests that finances are not just going to be good, but you'll have reasons to celebrate this month. You know, whether that is a promotion, for some of you this could be getting a scholarship as well. For some of you this could be one of your kids getting a scholarship. There's definitely this feeling of mentoring, student type sort of energy, and the Three of Cups is a reason to celebrate, right? It's a reason to get together, it's a reason to have a party, it's good times, enjoyment, mirth. And the fact that it falls in your money and materials, there is a reason in your finances, in your financial life, in your material life, for you to celebrate. For some of you this could be news about getting a mortgage. For others of you this could be I don't know, you've got the funding to go ahead with something that you've wanted to do for a long time. Whether that means that you get the loan that you've applied for, you know, that looks very likely. Whether you I don't know, you find a venue and you find out that actually you're eligible for some kind of discount. Or for some of you this is either you personally getting a scholarship, or one of your children or somebody that you're close to getting a scholarship for their studies in some way, shape or form. I absolutely love that. I think it's brilliant. So let's have a look, see with your communications, right? What's going on? What are you saying? Who are you saying it to? And how is it going down? And this month you get the Moon card, right? So communications, interestingly enough, right, it's interesting because you've got this whole creative sort of communicative energy going on here, but then with the Moon card in your communication sector, literally, this is talking about you glancing over the past. There's definitely a reunion coming up. For some of you, this could be about a full moon party, a gathering around or on the full moon that centers around women or nature-based worship. For some of you, this is about literally you glancing over your past. For some of you, this is you having conversations with people that you trust, where you're really able to talk about things that have affected you in some way, shape or form. I don't feel like it will necessarily be too heavy, but I do feel like you will be thinking about something that it's almost like the feeling I get from it is like you know, like when you get together with people and the conversation shifts, and I feel like even though there'll be like a group of you, you will be in such a good space internally and feel so supported by the people that you're surrounded with. You'll be able to talk about something that is actually quite difficult for you in your past. There's something in your past here that you're able to divulge this month, and because you're with what feels like your people or your tribe or people that just get you, you're going to be able to talk about something that you haven't really been able to talk about or process for quite some time. This sees you really delving into it and saying, wow, you know what, I didn't realize that I was so hurt about this, or I didn't realize I was carrying so much of that kind of energy around this specific experience that I had in my life. You're able to really go into the depth of something this month and talk about it openly and freely, and ultimately surrounded by a bunch of people that truly want to support you. I really, really like that. All right, and then your personal relationships, so your love sector. Let's have a look, see. You got the Eight of Cups, right? So it's an interesting card. It does suggest for those, like for all of you in some way, shape or form, there is something that you're leaving behind. Now, we've seen that you're talking about a specific experience that hurt you, something that you found difficult to process at the time. The fact that you've got the Eight of Cups means that you're walking away from that emotional disappointment. You're able to leave something in the past, but it's going to come up to be looked at, to be divulged, and once you've done that, then you'll truly be able to leave it behind. If you're single, this conversation will need to happen before you find somebody new, right? And the interesting thing is, I feel like once you do that, then somebody will turn up for you. If you are partnered, if you're coupled, if you're in a relationship, the feeling that I get from this then is, again, it's very similar, but this is something that you're sharing with your partner to say to them, look, you know what, there's this and this in my history. I've never really been able to talk about it before, but I feel like I can share it with you, and actually it brings you closer together, and ultimately it pushes you on in your personal evolution. It pushes you beyond what you feel and how you feel, right, or how you have felt in the past. This is about you really relinquishing something that's held you back in a big way, and being able to do that through care, through attention, through focus, and ultimately through true, beautiful support. All right, so let's have a look at your weeks to the month. What is going on there, right? So your first week of the month, you've got the Devil card, right? So interestingly enough, some of this communication that's going backward and forward, it looks like something that you've been waiting on for quite some time. I feel like it's almost like you've been stuck or stagnant in some way or shape or form. And this month, in the first week of the month, it's just going to be like your creative mind is blown wide open, and then you're like, you know what, that block is gone. Whatever blockage you've been experiencing, whatever it is or wherever it is in your life, you've been saying to yourself, I can't do that, or okay, I can't do that, or I don't have what I need, or I'm stuck in some way, shape or form. That stuckness, it melts away. This is where you will see where you've been getting in your own way in some way, shape or form this month as well, which is really nice. Do seek out anywhere that is old, anywhere, and when I say old, this could be an old valley, or it could be an old field, or somewhere that is a natural setting but deeply soothing to your life, your bones, whatever you want to call it. The second week of the month, you've got the Empress. Beautiful. So the Empress is number 3. Then you've also got the 3 of Cups, right? Money looks good this month. Money looks very fruitful. You've got a water card and an earth card in that sort of energy, which suggests growth, abundance. It suggests fruitfulness. It suggests something coming to fruition, something coming to the forefront for something that you've already put in, right? There's a reason for you to celebrate when it comes to your finances this month. If you're the sort of person that does or has investments, you could be getting news that those investments have shot up. If you are buying or purchasing a home, you could find out that actually they've just dropped the price of the home that you wanted. You know, there's lots going on here. Definitely seek out nature. The Empress represents Taurus. The Devil card represents Capricorn, so you've got a lot of earth energy here going on, right? So seek out somewhere that gives you that sort of peace and enjoyment. But with the Empress card here, especially underneath that 3 of Cups, money looks really, really nice this month. In fact, so far I think you're doing the best out of all of the signs for money and materials. Third week, you've got the Tower, right? So an end to the confusion is what I feel, and it will come suddenly. I don't feel like this is going to be something that you plan for. I don't feel like this is going to be something where you say to yourself, oh, you know, when I meet up with these people, or when I have this meeting or gathering, I'm going to talk about this. I think it might even be something that you have probably buried or not even thought about for a long time. And then all of a sudden this third week pops up, you know, and it will just come. And I say the third week, it's probably around the full moon, because the 3 of Cups and the moon card together very often is a lunar gathering. So if you do that sort of thing or it happens, be conscious and be aware that the energies that stir at that time of this month, you might very well find yourself talking about and divulging something that you haven't talked about for a long time, and it might be a shock or a surprise to you, but the revelation and the realization that comes from it will be ultimately very, very liberating. So keep that in mind. Beautiful. And then, and also it's an end to the confusion, right? Uranus, or the Tower, tends to bring shocking revelations, but it also brings a clarity. You know, once up it blows, down it goes. But once everything, the dust and the rubble settle, everything is clear to move ahead. And with the Moon card, you know, this is you divulging or looking at something from your past, but through completely different eyes or completely different understandings to what you had before. The fourth week of the month, you've got the Moon card, right? So this Moon card is clinging to you this month. You've got a double hit of this Moon energy, right? So there is definitely something from your past coming up. And when it comes to your relationships, the 8 of Cups and the Moon card, you're definitely walking away from something in your past. I don't feel like it's a relationship itself that's ending. So if you're in a partnership, don't worry, it's not your relationship. But there's something that will deepen that bond when you truly do the work of going into what it is that you've been holding on to. And it might be something that's been unconscious up until now. So, a very interesting month, a very deep month, a very insightful month when it comes to learning about yourself and, you know, looking into what it is that, you know, really makes you tick, and ultimately what it is that shaped you into the person that you are now. So let's have a look at your key to the month. Your key to the month is the Page of Swords, right? So this is really, your mind is going to be doing 10 to the dozen. Keep a pen and a pad handy this month. Keep, you know, you've got your phone, use the voice notes. It's just going to be like constant streams of little bits of channeled information. At first, it won't necessarily make sense. Over time, it will then start to, you know, to formulate into, right, okay, I see what all of this information is starting to, I see what all of this information, this means that the yawning, as a friend told me very recently, is when the energy is starting to shift for you. So there's something about this reading that is going to shift the energy for you this month, and you know that shift is coming. It's going to be really awesome for you. So also with the Page of Swords, keep a cool head. right? You're known for that you can't be detail orientated and focused if you don't have a clear head. You like your environment to be clean, so be sure that your mind is clean this month as well. Make sure that you keep a handle on your thoughts, right? Don't let them become a runaway train, because actually with Virgos, that's how you move into the realm of the OCD, right? When this starts doing the 10 to the dozen on a negative thought train, that's when the OCD starts to step in. So keep an eye or a mind's eye on your thoughts this month, and you'll be heading in the right direction. Find a way to channel and focus that energy, and with whatever comes up, like I said, be kind to yourself and ultimately be ready to leave it behind and to transcend that experience. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know how it shapes up for you in the comments if it's not too personal. Thank you so much for everything that you do for the channel. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.